guess overall the things that I kick myself for are pretty small things, like, you know, like maybe I made a mistake. I made someone the wrong age at a certain time. Like, oh no, 10 issues ago, she was this age, you know, but I forgot, you know, it's just things like that. But the cool thing about having a serialized comic is that if you mess up once, you got 2 issues to fix it, you know. And if you're slick enough, you know, you can make it look like it was supposed to be that all the way, you know.
Yeah.
You know. So a lot of times I'm digging myself out of holes, you know, but I've just learned how to make it look like, you know, I meant to do that, you know.
I love the stories because they're still ongoing. You know, you're still getting stories about Maggie when she was young, or Maggie, you know, the constant back and forth. I love about it. Yeah, I can't think of anything that sticks out as, you know, a disappointment, because everything's so interrelated. It's all just pieces of this big, you know, tapestry, which I absolutely love about it. You know, it's this whole world, and you know, we do this great thing where there'll be a character in the background early on, and then all of a sudden there's this whole story about them, and then you look at their appearance early on, and kind of like, you know, trying to read into the way that he drew them. It's great, you know, it's a whole world. Do you have a favorite story? I meant to ask you, but you can't pick though, probably. What are your favorite stories that you've done? Can you go back and like say, oh, this was good, you know?
Yeah, well, some are stronger than others.
Yeah, what's a strong one? You'll never answer though.
All of them.
Yeah.
But I remember there was one time, it was Chester Square. When I did that, I remember I was really proud of it, and I didn't get one single word from my editor.
Really?
You know, it was like just one of those times that I turned it in and it was published, and I didn't hear like, you know, hey, this was a strong issue. And I remember being extra proud of it, you know. But you know, there's I just remembered something that I do regret is, and it's not too late because I can be slick and fix it. But is that a lot of my characters are still trying to figure out their lives in their 40s, and I know that's how a lot of real people are, but I also know a lot of people who settled down and have families, you know, and are happy, you know, and I just haven't covered that enough. I wish I would have done that with a few characters a little earlier on, because I keep having them totally lost, you know, and that's not everybody, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to show the other side too, you know. And some of them are too old to have babies, you know, and I'll turn that into a story.
Right.
But, you know, I'm thinking when these people are old, I'm going to need characters to take over. You know, Gilbert was smart in doing that long ago. He gave his characters kids from the beginning, and now they're grown-ups. And I think, oh, that's great, you know. And I only know one or two. No. It was just so easy to work next to him, you know, or still to work next to him. We see each other a little less because we live in different parts of the world now, but he's my big brother, you know, and it was easy, you know, to work alongside him. And we didn't know it was weird that Love and Rockets was this weird comic because it was by 2 different guys who didn't collaborate, you know. I mean, to us, it was just like we shared the book, you know. So, no. I've always been happy working next to my brother, you know. And I think that we're complements each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're obviously, you know, completely different. But the fun thing is, you know, when anybody reads those stories for the first time, they kind of play off each other, you know, and that was always really cool to see how that worked, and you know, I think it's really apparent in the book that yeah, the source material, the way their brains kind of work from an early age. I think they were kind of going in the same direction early on. But you know, I think I'm a huge admirer of Gilbert's work too, and you know, hopefully Gilbert will have a big art book on his comics soon, so I can read it.
Some of my characters have just begun still. I mean, almost 30 years later, I'm still just starting them, you know, and so I can picture some of them being 80, you know, and some of them disappearing, you know. So it's still so much fun for me to figure out what's going to happen, you know. I like work the way I work because I surprise myself constantly. So I'm like also the reader, you know, so I'm having as much fun as I hope the reader is. And, you know, so I'm looking forward to the next 25 years.